Welcome back to Barefoot Bonsai, beachside gardening. Today I have a nice specimen of Ficus benjamina here. A customer at Earthworks has brought this into me so I can do some root pruning and then repot it. So today we're going to show you the process of root pruning, and then I'll be repotting this ficus back into the same pot because we do not have another pot to put it in. But the pot size is sufficient for the size of the tree. After the root pruning and repotting process, I'll probably do some trimming, and we might show that in this series, or I may have the person who owns this do some of the pruning herself. But for now, we're going to get started taking a look at the roots, pruning them, and going into the process. So let me show you what's happened here. I'm going to tilt this back carefully. You can see here on the bottom, the roots have not only begun growing out of the pot, but they're sticking to the bottom of the pot. So I'm going to have to cut these away here. And then once I get the roots cut, boy, there's a big one right there coming out of the bottom of that hole. Once I get these cut off here, we're going to take the tree out of the pot and investigate the roots that are underneath the tree inside the pot. So let me go ahead and get something to stabilize this. I got this here. I'm going to lay this down. There we go. I'm just going to start by cutting off these excess roots. There we go. Now this one's going to be difficult because we have a root that has grown out of the bottom of the hole, and it's gotten so large that it's going to be difficult to get this tree out without cutting this off. So let me, you know what, I have a might actually use a knob cutter. Looks like a melon baller. There we go. A significant chunk of wood there. There we go. I should be able to, oh, this one's pretty large over here too. There we go. I'm gonna set this back up. All right. Tree has dried out just a little bit, so I'm going to give it just a little bit of water. So it's always best when you're doing any root pruning for the roots to be moist. This had dried out between the last time it was watered the other day. Let that soak in for a moment. Now I don't know how old this tree is. It's pretty old. A customer brought this in to the shop the other day. Actually, she's brought it in a few times, and I've done some work on this tree over a period of time, but it's been a few years since I've seen it, and I don't know how long it's been in this pot overall. She wasn't sure. She bought it, and she's had it herself for many years, but it was in training. So this is a root of a rock. And so if you come in here close, you can see that this root is growing over a large rock. So this tree has been trained. There are some roots that have broken and rotted off over time, but most of the roots are very healthy and intact here. So I'm just going to give it a slow, kind of gentle tug. Yeah, it looks like it's going to come out really easily. So we'll move this forward. All right, that was easy. Wasn't sure what to expect there until I finally gave it that tug. Now I need to take a look at what's going on underneath here. So not bad overall. We do have a lot of nice fine roots here. And honestly, I'm not going to do a whole lot to this tree at this point, because really I think this person that owns this tree, we need to talk about considering either a larger pot or if she wants to keep it in this pot. And we haven't had that discussion yet. So right now I'm just inspecting it. We have a lot of nice fine roots. These are all the feeder roots. Those big knobs that I cut off, the large roots, those are not needed for the tree to feed. And so the large woody roots, it's okay to remove those. So I got a couple more knobs here. I'm going to cut off some of the large woody roots and take those out because those are not necessary. But I don't want to fiddle with this tree too much. Ficus sometimes can be a little temperamental, so I'm going to do as little to this tree as possible. But I am glad to see all these fine feeder roots. I didn't know what to expect. I thought there could be just these giant roots in here that were filling up the space, but really I'm not seeing a lot of unnecessary roots. I'm seeing a lot of nice fine roots, which are what feed the tree. So I'm not going to fiddle with it. And what I'm going to do instead is spend a little bit more time working on trimming the tree instead of messing with the root system. A little bit of a lip. I guess technically this part of the process is done.